Hi guys, here's Jared and I's project on mental illness, including bipolar. So, mental illness and bipolar disorder definition. It's a wide range of conditions that affect the mood, thinking, and behavior. It also can involve distress, problems functioning in social settings such as school and home. Bipolarism specifically is a biological brain disorder causing severe fluctuations in mood, energy, thinking, and behavior. And kids that also have bipolar can suffer from mood shifts from depression and mania at any time of the day, so they never know when their moods are going to come. It's kind of like maybe a trigger point to when something's going to change from like depression to mania. They kind of have no control over when that happens. And these kids are also at risk for school failure, substance abuse, and suicide. So, students in school with mental illness, according to the Center for Health and Healthcare in Schools, an estimated 21% of children ages 9 to 17 have signs and symptoms of a mental illness. So, you usually are diagnosed before the age or between 9 and 17 with a mental disorder. Usually, they catch it on earlier than the age 17s, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. Of that 21%, only one-fourth of those students receive health care that is needed. So not everyone gets the same care that they need for their disabilities for probably a variety of reasons, money, insurance, and things like that. 70 to 80% of the children receiving care receive it in their school setting. And minorities have a less access to care and often receive poor quality of care. So these minorities often don't get care, or it's a poor quality, and it's not doesn't meet the standards of what the child with disability needs. So here are some strategies for the classroom environment. A consistent schedule daily routine that's posted. I have found this to be most successful because I work with special needs kids, and having a daily plan and following it every single day kind of helps them because they know about, what time they need to start cleaning up, or, they kind of get used to the transitions. Planned and unplanned breaks are also very good. I know throughout the day they are allowed free time, at certain points, which those are planned. And there's also unplanned breaks. So if the kid is doing what they're supposed to doing, and they earn all of their stars, which is kind of an incentive for them, they get an unplanned break, and then they get to, have 5 minutes of free choice, and then they come back to work. Create a safe and positive learning environment. Hold all students to this expectation. This goes for all classrooms in general. Creating a safe and positive learning environment, which means your students, like to come to school, they like to come to class, they like to know like their teacher's going to help them, and that's a positive learning environment. You don't want your students to come to school every day and hating going to your class, because I know that's not fun. I know when I was in school and when I hated going to a certain class, I didn't enjoy it, I didn't learn, I didn't have fun, and things like that. So sorry, encourage extracurricular activities that creates a sense of belonging. So all these students want is to feel wanted and to feel belonged. Some students already feel isolated because they're treated differently than other students. Some students have to go to a different school specifically for special needs. So kind of encouraging them for extracurricular activity may help them feel wanted, may, give them that sense of belonging. Have a calm down area that is free from distraction and allow students to regain control of emotions. I think this one is a really big strategy that works. I have seen in different classes, teachers have, a break area and it's closed off, and the students can kind of sit there, and just have a moment to themselves, regather their thoughts, gather, their um, moods and things like that. And it really helps them after that, like, 5 to 10 minutes in that room, it helps them to get back to their classwork. They continue with their day, they go on and they complete all of the work they need to do and things like that. So, moving on to strategies for academic instruction. This one I found was interesting too. Tests taken separate locations and time limits are waived. Verbal tests are also a good thing. Shortened assignments, it's quality, not quantity. You don't have to assign a 5-page paper. You can assign a 1-page paper and get the same amount of quality. This one also was a very good one that Jared and I had found was multiple choice matching in word bank. No open-ended questions. This right here kind of reduces the anxiety. They already have anxiety because they know it's a test. Multiple choice and matching in word bank helps them. Therefore, like, kind of staying away from no open-ended questions is a big thing, because then they have to sit there and think about all the possible answers that can be right. Then they have to write it correctly and they have to do all that kind of stuff. So that can add anxiety to the child while taking a test. Class notes provided rather than having the student copy from the book or on the board. I personally think this is a good idea because I find myself more successful with notes that are provided to me rather than having to copy them down, because students tend to copy notes from the board while, like, the teacher's talking, or something's going on and they're not paying attention to what the teacher's saying because they're busy trying to copy from the board or the book to kind of stay on task and stay up to speed with everyone. And providing them notes allows them to follow along with the teacher, listen to what she's saying, add little side notes if needed, highlight and things like that. So I thought that was cool. This one was also a good one. Scheduling the student's most challenging task at a time when he or she is at their best. So you want to schedule, like, say math is a difficult subject for a student and they get very frustrated with it and they shut down. You want to schedule math at a time of day where they're the most on task and where they're the most happiest, where they're the most successful. Therefore, it helps them with their math, or whatever they're struggling with, that kind of thing. It really works for their students. And then provide options and allow flexibility for students as well is also a good one. And being flexible in general is a really good thing and adaptation to have, because things could always go south every once in a while. Strategies for social behavior. Jared and I came up with giving a heads up when change is going to happen. This also is good for the students because, they're in their routine and they're going and then automatic change. Like, you want to give them a heads up. Like, hey, you got 5 more minutes left of math and then we're going to move on to reading or something like that. Or we have 5 minutes left of reading and then we're going to go out to PE. So keeping them on their toes and, communicating with them is also very good. Positive reinforcement is also great. These students love to hear when they do something good, when they did good job on their paper, things like that. That really helps them with schoolwork. And then the next one is PBIS, tiered strategies. So this is positive behavior support function of behavior. Universal screener, check in, check out type thing. So you always want to check in with your students, check out. I know at some of the schools I work out, they have communication books. So their parents will write in them how their night was, make the teachers aware of any unusual behaviors, and then vice versa, the teacher will fill it out, let them know how their school day was and if there was any unusual behaviors. The next one is teach social skills, anger management, and conflict resolution skills. So this one was also a good one we found, was because if you teach your students how, to be social and how to kind of take control of when they're mad or how to resolve a conflict, it's easier for them to kind of move on from a situation rather than dwell on it. I know I've been in some schools where one student gets mad because another student, is accidentally pushes him, or, some students get excited and they hit, and, other students get mad, and, I have to try and tell the other students, hey, just walk away. Don't engage even more with the student, just he doesn't really understand what he's doing, and just walk away from the situation and let it go. Teach self-regulation strategies and de-escalation strategies. These are also very good ones we found, because de-escalation strategies will help when a student is very hyper, or they're stemming, they're becoming angry, they get really excited, and a lot of these times these students get very excited, and they just start escalating high and high and high, and we have to bring them back down to like a more calm level. I mean, it's not a bad thing to get really excited, but sometimes they get overly excited, and it can lead to like other behaviors, or it could lead to like sometimes a seizure or things like that, which we want to stay away from. So these de-escalation strategies, will bring them back down and allow them to, just to breathe and, stay calm and things like that. So that was it for our presentation, and these are all the adaptations we had came up with. So I hope you guys learned something new about mental illness and bipolar disorder, and thanks for watching our video.